Hello everybody, how are you doing today? My name is Alex. Today I wanted to go over this clip. It's actually not this one, but I wanted to start off with this. Alex O'Connor was on the Flagrant podcast, and he went through this hypothetical if you would save 5, but it would kill 1, and it has to do with pulling a lever. All of them answered they don't think they could pull the lever. I forget this guy's name. I see a ton of clips with him. I just don't know his name. But I think it's just a crazy thing. You know, he basically admits he would just be a murderer. It's a totally different situation, and I think it just stems from he wanted to have a different answer so he could have the stage. But after going deeper into this question of morality, he literally just says, yeah, I'd murder him. It's kind of crazy. The more important part of this, and what I really wanted to talk about, was at the end of this second part of their podcast, he talks about Wes Huff. And I made a couple videos in the past about Wes Huff, saying he's afraid to debate Amon Hillman. I think this is more proof that he's just kind of afraid to debate people that really could call him out on things. And I respect Wes Huff. I think he's put a ton of time. He's incredibly smart. He knows this stuff. But I think Alex explains things in a very professional way. Something, a lot of people don't think Amon Hillman would give him if they debated. But it sounds like Alex O'Connor knows Wes Huff won't debate him, and I wonder why. So I just want to start this off by showing this clip. This is the intro to their Flagrant episode, the second part of it, and just listen.
Part 2 of our episode with Alex O'Connor is a big one. We're going to talk about Jesus and whether he even claimed to be the Messiah, and maybe it was John the Baptist. We're also going to talk about Mormons. You guys think they're weird? They might be right. Alex O'Connor is going to tell us why. And last, and probably least, but the most fun, he's going to talk shit about our boy Wes Huff. There's some Bible beef going on. Let's see what's happening.
So this is an hour 40 minutes. I actually watched the whole thing. The last 4 minutes he talks about Wes Huff and just says he's given some blunders. So Bible beef, talking shit. I think it is hilarious that he said, "You think Mormons are weird?" It's just straight to the point. It's like he's selling something, and the Wes Huff isn't talked about in this whole thing until the very end. So we'll go to that clip quick, and then at the end of this, we'll go into that morality question that that guy answers, basically saying he's a murderer. Let me see here, right here.
The Gospel of Thomas.
We're gonna get Wesley Huff in here, dude. We're gonna get Wesley Huff in here. He's gonna refute all this shit. Dude.
He will try. I've seen a lot of Wes's work. I like him. Seems like a really nice guy. I think he's made some blunders in various areas that are really important. And I've made as much known. There are some that I've spoken about and some that I haven't. I did a podcast yesterday where I spoke in detail about this massive blunder that Wes Huff made. Always been happy to speak to Wes. I think I wouldn't want to debate him because I think you'd lose a lot of the interesting bits because you'd be too prideful and defensive because you're like, I'm going to defend my view. I'd love to have a conversation with him though. But yeah, I think he's made some mistakes.
But you are admitting on air that you would not debate Wesley Huff.
No, I mean I would.
I would. But you're saying the gospel.
So
right?
Wes Huff thinks that Mark's gospel presents Jesus as God in every single chapter.
Got it. And you guys dispute that.
He's got a video. Well, I don't have so much of a problem with saying that the gospels present Jesus as God. I just don't think Jesus claimed it for himself.
Was there any conversation back in the day? There's got to be some Jews writing to each other where they're like, this guy might be onto something. He turned the water into wine.
Well, yeah, those are called the Gospels.
Seriously. The letters of Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's true.
Dude, we could talk about this forever, man. We'd love to have you back on next time you're in town. Maybe talk some more. Maybe we get Wes on and have another little conversation. I would love you guys to talk. Sometimes I do think things are lost in debate.
If you manage to get the two of us in a room together, that really would be miraculous.
That would be cool, but it would be miraculous. Yes, it would. Anyway.
All right, so gross exaggeration. That's like the most polite shot someone could take. The ending, though, where he says it'd be miraculous. To me, that suggests, in a way, he may have tried to reach out. I heard in one of his videos, actually, he opened up for him to come on his show anytime. I feel like he has tried probably to speak to Wes Huff, but Wes Huff, again, like I said, he was afraid to talk to Amon Hillman. He's probably deathly afraid to talk to Alex O'Connor here. Really big fan of Alex O'Connor. I think he looks at things the right way, definitely more in a historical context. But he's a person who has tried to believe, and he just cannot. So I think his content is great. Here's that morality question quick. We'll just finish it up with this.
That you would pull the lever, you would kill one person to save 5, because you're saving 5 even though you have to kill one. So, as you point out, a famous sort of next variation of this is like the trolley is going towards 5 people, you're stood on a bridge, and there's a fat man on the bridge. And if you push the fat man off the bridge, he'll crash into the train, and the train will stop and it'll kill the fat man, but it will stop it from running over the 5 people who are tied to the track. Would you push that fat man off the bridge? You would.
Yeah.
So, no, good. That means you seem to be thinking very rationally about this.
I'm consistent.
You would actually push a fat guy?
I don't know if I'm strong,
So just to here.
because I can't really lift much weights, but yes.
I don't get the...
Okay. So that, imagine the scenario where, you know, and personally, like, just the first question Alex O'Connor asked them, I would pull the lever also. I would save 5 if one was going to die, and it was a fast-paced situation. You had to make a decision. That's what I would do in my mind. But think of being up on a bridge with someone, just watching this with you, and then you go behind them and shove them off to save the people on there. That's a totally different type of situation, and that is pretty much just saying, yeah, I'd murder that guy. He's fat. And I thought that's an insane thing to say. I think really he was just trying to be different than everybody, but he just stood his ground, and that's kind of how he feels. To think someone that would actually just kill someone standing there on the edge, even though they have nothing to do with the incident, that's not saving people. That's not doing something heroic. That's murdering someone, actually. There's a big difference between saving the 1 and the 5 that was initially talked about. This is physically pushing another human being into that moving object, which, you know, absolutely crazy. Awesome podcast, though. I'd highly recommend everyone going to watch this. This was an episode where the Flagrant crew didn't seem to interrupt the guest at all, because every time this guy's on a podcast, he gives such good information, and you can tell he really lives this life where he's studying this and trying to know the most he possibly can. What are your thoughts? Would you pull the lever? Would you push the fat guy? If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate that, and give a like.